My name is Ryan. Welcome back. My name is Rhapsody. Sorry. Welcome back to Hearthstone Arena, where my name is Rhapsody. I've got offered both of these recently. I'm gonna take this guy. I had Shaman most recently, and then before that, I had the other one that wasn't Shaman, which was Mage. Shade of Anaxiomus is the most individually powerful out of all of those. I love me a good Starfire, because it's a removal plus generating a minion. All of these are okay, but Mech Warper has the potential to be insane. All of these are bad. I'll take Bloodsail Raider as the least bad of the bad. Acidic Swampoos can be super valuable. Mad, but no. Loot Order. I'll get my early game done. Oh god, these are all really good. I want that Piloted Shredder, but I also want the Ironbark I misclicked. Whoops. I'll take a Power of the Wilds for versatility, because the other two are really bad as well. Another Mech Warper. I've already got way too many 2-drops. I guess that's a Wild Pyromancer that I have to... I have way too many 2-drops for the early game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's actually straight up too many. I need to just not pick 2-drops anymore. So I'll take a Jungle Panther. I could take a Cogmaster and hope to get into Mech Warper after that. No, it's too much. But Mark of Nature's bad. Do I take 1 Naturalize? For big target, I think I take 1 Naturalize for big target removal. Swipe. When it's offered, it's swipe. All of these are bad. I think it's actually a Bluegill Warrior. God, I hate having to do that. I'll take an Innovate because the others are bad as well. Ancient of War is just an incredibly good card. I mean, why am I going to Wild Growth in the early game if I've got that good of an early game? Getting to the late game clearly isn't my goal here. So I take a Frost Elemental instead. Spider Tank for a solid 3-drop. I just need good 3s now. Defender of Argus because I have so many early game cards that it'll actually be worthwhile. Do I have that many things with 1 damage? I have 0 things with 1 damage, so Hobgoblin's never going to give me anything worthwhile. Tree of Life? God, I hate doing it, but it might actually be the most worthwhile out of all of those. I'll take the Darkscale Healer, Wrath or Claw. Claw for early game removal, late game removal, and Wrath. Actually take Wrath out of those. Frostwolf Warlord, I've got enough early game that it'll often build up. I'd love to take the Starfire, but I need more minions that aren't 2-drops. Now I'll take a Starfire. Piloted Shredder makes me very happy in the Pants regions. Plus a Burly Rockjaw Trog, another Piloted Shredder. Force of Nature to be Force of Reckoned with. I think it's actually in Hearthstone Meccano. Or I could take a Murloc Warleader as a 3. I think I'll take the Murloc Warleader as a 3/3 for 3. Stampeding Kodo is not that bad. Neither is Mind Control Tech. 1, 2, 3, 4. My 4-drops are great. I mean, the thing is, I also have Mech Warpers that could accelerate the Piloted Shredder as a 3-drop. So I think it's actually more important for me to get a little bit more late as well, so I'll take a Stampeding Kodo. I don't expect this deck to go well. For the longest time, we were only being offered 2s, so we're super weak on 3s and only 1 swipe. Got a lot of cards in this deck that I just don't want to have at all. Naturalized, I would like to just get the fuck out of my deck. Bluegill Warrior, Bloodsail Raider. Frost Elemental. Whatever. We can be friends at some point in the future, I guess. Now will be the point at which I turn off my phone so that I can not be an inconsiderate dude. Also plug it in to charge it because... why not? What up, Thrall?
I must protect the wild.
Thrizzy in the hizzy. I don't actually need... I mean, innovating opening hand, sure. I don't actually need a late game drop as long as I have the Mech Warper right now. Only response that makes me play a Bluegill Warrior is if my opponent develops a Dust Devil. That's the coin though, so they're not developing a Dust Devil. God, just draw the fucking... Oh, thank you. Okay. So I need my opponent not to have Rockbiter Weapon, not to have Stormforged Axe, and not to have Lightning Bolt in their opening hand. If they just play a 3-2, I'm fucking golden. It's not targeted yet. Neither is that. Damn it. So I can't develop the Piloted Treader. Damn it. That would have been so good. Oh well, I get the Piloted Shredder out this turn at least. The Shaman actually has the most, even more than the fucking, even more than the Mage, has the most responses to what I just did, so it's not entirely unexpected that I saw a response.
Join or die, or both.
Bad for me. I might have to innovate fucking Starfire just to kill the Cult Master here. Ooh, thank you for not having to do that. Okay.
For the wild.
As much as I wanted to get the Ancient of War out, I need to not give my opponent another card with that Cult Master. My opponent's already 2 cards deeper in their deck than I am. And I'm going first, so they're only 1 card deeper than they should be. Also, my opponent was going to use the Stormforged Axe to kill this anyway, so I might as well get some value out of it before that. Just develop, like, a Yeti so that I can Starfire and get back to your turn. Because then Ancient of War is going to be the best thing. It's a shame I didn't get, like, another Ironbark Protector offered to me in a later draft. I can't respond to that. Like, I straight up cannot respond to that, actually, so well done. I can't even naturalize it. I actually need to waste the mana and go for a Ancient of War right now. That's so bad. If my opponent has a Hex, I lose as well. Oh, right. If they had a Hex, they would have played it by now, do you think? I think. I don't think you fucking check out this card if you've got a Hex on the other side of your hand.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Okay. I mean, we're a little bit more equalized, but holy fuck, everything sucks right now. If I get a good kill with Starfire, I might be able to equalize the advantage on the board a little bit. But then I have to lose it with the fucking Naturalize. Lose it. Oh, go crazy.
Powering up. Portals online.
So now I can do free positioning with the Spider Tank and the Defender Argus next turn. Leaves me with 4 mana left over. 3 mana left over, sorry. Hero Power Naturalize could happen. Okay. This and the Spider Tank both survive. Like, that's a card that gets 2 kills. That's a card that gets 1 kill and then remains as on the board. So you can see, my opponent has incredible fucking value over the top of me right now. Like, too much. So I'm trying to make it cost both of these in order to kill this. So it's 2 cards, and my opponent will have killed 3. And that's the best that I can get right now. That's what you want out of every card, right? You want it to be able to trade for more than just itself. You don't want it to go 1 for 1. You want cards that go 2 for 1. At least. That's another card that does it. Yeah, I'm screwed. I lose the game. That's all of the big stuff in my deck. Like, the only way that I get back anything is to kill that and then do that. And then if I put out the spider tank, it actually just dies to the fire elemental. I kind of need to top deck Starfire and kind of like wage my health against my opponent. By, you know, going low and then heal of Tree of Lifing myself back up.
Give me a quest.
Yeah, this is really bad. Like, there's no reason to continue playing. It's straight up over. Taunt Totem as well, so if I top deck Swipe, I can't even kill the Fire Elemental. Yeah. I want to concede, but you'll be mad at me if I do. Is there actually any way other than Tree of Life that I survive this turn? So, my opponent plays at least 2 cards from hand, making this 5, 6, 11, 13. So I do survive without playing the Tree of Life. I'll try. Warning, trying will only result in tears. God, this just went horribly from the start.
Pay attention, class.
Oh, hey, that might be lethal.
Ready to learn.
Gosh, I hope it is. Nope. Excellent. I don't die this turn, it's okay. We can still win. It's not worth continuing to play a losing game and getting salty about it. Especially when the deck isn't that bad. We might be able to pull out some wins, might be able to go like 5 at least. So continuing to play a losing game and just, you know, kind of letting it kind of crush your expectations of the deck, not worth doing. That's gonna be basically my response to anyone that's asking, yo. Well, not asking, usually people don't ask when they say this. Don't concede. The game is about having fun, and that was not fun.
Malfurion versus Uther.
I will fight.
Okie dokie.
I must protect the wild.
Rotha's amazing at dealing with 2-1s and stuff. But the matter of the fact is, if I get Mech Warper, we can just straight up win the game instantly. So it's worth mulliganing for. And I'm not, even though I mulligan 2 2s, I'm not going to be bereft of 2-drops, because half of my deck is 2-drops. Let's face it.
Do you need a blessing?
Do you want to build a blessing? Doesn't have to be a blessing.
The light protects me.
Wow.
Powering up. Portals online.
Do you think my opponent trades their Young Priestess and the Divine Shield of their Ardent Squire in order to kill that? I think there's a chance that they don't. That they think they're safe behind the target dummy and don't care about the savings it might give me. Well, I'm glad they made that decision. Because that decision single-handedly fixed my curve for me. I've got 3 piloted shredders and 2 mech warpers. This can't be a bad deck. It's just everything that surrounds them sucks. You can try and rush me down, but you're literally doing no damage. Literally no damage. Not an avenge. Interesting.
For the wild.
Mind if I roll me?
Yep. So it wasn't avenge, it wasn't noble sacrifice, it wasn't redemption, so it had to be repentance. Which meant that I didn't want to play the Sentient Shieldmaster, because having a 3-1 rather than a 3-5 is stupid. Having a 2-1 rather than a 2-1, now that's clever. That's the thinking man's play. Even if it does get killed by a, 1-1.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, so my opponent's trying to set up the whole board to die to this fellow right here. I'll save my board against it using the Dark Scale Healer and then trade my 2-1.
Hey, give me that!
I mean, it cost me 2 health on the Dark Scale Healer, but ultimately it prevents my opponent's plan of clearing the board. This is some sort of a Zoo Paladin kind of thing going on right now. I'm not sure I like it. They drafted suboptimal early cards, including Young Priestess and Target Dummy. And this still seems like it's kind of like their dream opener.
Reporting for duty.
Getting both of those out on the... Yeah, that's... I mean, if the raid leader came out earlier, maybe, but that's not going to do you any favors.
Tadingo!
I don't know if I even want to kill that. I think safety's sake, okay, well played.
Well played.
So just in case of Consecration, I wasn't going to go for the 4-3 into it, and then I was going to clear the other side as well, but yeah. That match kind of won itself. During my opponent's draft, that match won itself. Okay.
Malfurion versus Uther.
Okie dokie.
I will
Do it
fight
again.
with honor.
Have another
I
one.
must protect the
Doing the
wild.
same thing. Okay, Mech Warper in the opening hand is already really good because it's actually pretty damn likely that I end up with one of my Pilot to Shredders. Considering I have 3 Pilot to Shredders, sorry.
Well met. My greetings.
Mind if I roll me?
Powering up. Portals online.
If I top deck the card I'm looking for, the Piloted Shredder, then I'm in an amazing position. If my opponent plays a card that I can at least trade my Loot Hoarder against, I get another chance of top decking. And it kind of protects my Mech Warper a little bit.
Hey, give me that! X marks the spot.
That's kind of like the dream situation that I was hoping for. Evidently, not a reality. There's like nothing that works it now. Fuck, that was probably a bad idea. At least both of these are not but. I might actually have to naturalize that. Yep.
For the wild.
Attack the face in case of noble sacrifice. Oh shit. Right. I should have held off until the secret possibly resolved in case it was a redemption. So it's avenge. The secret is Avenge. Or Repentance, but probably Avenge. I've got a fair few really powerful turns coming up. It's just sadness until those turns. God.
Die, landlubber.
I could have traded both into it and then hoped that my opponent got something with 2 or less health, but that's just too bad. I kind of see my opponent using that to kill the Mech Warper this turn.
I wonder.
Which means that I trade in with my...
Attend me.
Maybe I don't.
Ready, sir.
For the wilds.
That's not a good idea.
Something up.
No, that's fine. Because either of these dies to either the Piloted Shredder or the Starfire or the Ancient of War, so I don't care about their health point at the moment. I just might as well get the free kill on the other side of the board. Pardon me, just changing my seating position to try and keep my feetsies warm. Okay, what's kicking? These Starfires are going to be really good. I just need to get a decent target for them. I don't think a 4-3 is a decent target for a Starfire. Especially because the Starfire, the 4-3 is going to generate another minion as well. God, 4-3 so powerful. Consecrate attack attack. My opponent would still be ahead of me up. Oh my god. How are my opponents having... Oh. Wow. It might actually be worth my time to fucking mill my opponent at this point. I could make them draw 3 cards. That actually almost heals as much health as I would do to the face. So, there's no reason not to kill it. Darkscale Healer might actually heal my Ancient of Law to a point that it can kill something and still survive next turn, which would be nice. That'd most likely be against something like a Fen Creeper.
Show them no mercy.
Fuck you, Toshly. Toshly's so powerful.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Regardless of what the secrets are, it's good enough to just have 2 secrets. I'll play a Burly Rockjaw Trog so that he can't play any of the secrets. Playing the secrets will buff my Burly Rockjaw Trog. Also, Consecrate will buff my Burly Rockjaw Trog. Figures. This needs to be removed before my opponent can deal with any of the spare parts in their hands, so... I think I still remove that with the Starfire, though, because either of these dies to it. Starfire Piloted Shredder is not a horrible turn. The Starfire is the only reason I'm still in this game, by the way. The fact that they get to remove something whilst drawing me a card is so good. I still do have this as kind of tech to deal with a weapon. But if you have a True Silver Champion, like, Unless you're desperately looking for ways to spend your mana, you don't even play it this turn. It doesn't kill anything. It literally does nothing right now.
I must move quickly.
Unless, of course, you can extend its range somehow. I don't like that. Not one bit. Nothing trades into that this turn. I think I still actually Starfire that one. Because both of those kill either of these, so it doesn't matter. This is the only one that I can actually remove this turn. I think I need to swipe a bigger board with my opponent that's powerful. Or I risk losing anyway. God, you can even see the difference in the thickness of the deck. So I obviously have 2 minions that can easily respond to that, but I've also got a swipe. I can clear this board. Plus, swipe AoE actually affects the shield there. That's really good for me. I can trade into Lost Tall Strider this turn, or I can just choose not to.
Where shall I strike?
For the wild.
The con is that I probably end up getting a 3-2, or something with 2 or less health, and then it dies to Consecration. But my opponent would have consecrated way earlier if they had it. So if I lose to Consecration here, it's entirely my fault. Although there was very little I could do to play around it as well, so. With as far behind as I am.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, I might have to kill that weapon.
Justice.
Luckily, I can remove this with relative ease.
My seal. What are you?
I'll actually do the top deck of it. It's worth it by this point in the game to start cycling cards. That's not a worthwhile card to have gotten, though. Tree of Life is... I don't even know why I drafted it, honestly. It's not going to help me at all. Why do I have to see Tree of Life in these games? Why can't it just always be at the bottom of my deck and never affect anything? It'd be beautiful.
Let me think.
It's also worth noting that at this point there is no way that my opponent... Oh, good. So you've got a Hogger after your Toshli. Lovely. It's also worth noting at this point that there is literally no way... By the way, Hogger is amazing in Arena. Anyway, there's literally no point... And a finicky play. Yeah, I lose, actually. See, Toshli gives you infinite like literally infinite value. It will generate every single turn. There's no way that I can stop my opponent from always having a full board now. Like, I don't have any cards that do it.
Time for a
Plus, I have, what? Starfire, Swipe in my deck? As the... I should have killed one of these just so that can't bang, bang, bang. Anyway, Starfire, Swipe in my deck as all of the ways of dealing direct damage. It's not going to work anymore. Oh great, there goes my 2-1 and my 3-2 as well. Well. Tree of Life is better for my opponent here than it is for me as well, because I'm not going to be able to put him in fatigue. Yep, this game is over. That's a 1-2 as well. Hogger. And Toshli. Okay. Sure. Oh, another Finicky Cloakfield, just in case I have a swiping hand or a top deck one.
Engage.
If you're wondering why I'm attacking the face, it's just in case we get into fatigue and I make my opponent kill themselves. Not gonna happen, but it'd be hilarious if I managed it. No, I don't feel like conceding yet. It's fine. We can do stuff still. I mean, literally nothing wins us the game. But there's just a worthiness in continuing playing at least. Okay. 10. We die next turn. Cool. Tree of Life stops us from dying. So now we take 20 damage this turn. My opponent generates another 2/2 plus whatever they want from hand. Oh, they're gonna stop themselves from generating a 2/2 with the Hogger. Oh, misplay! They misplayed. They misplayed at the very end. Now we've definitely lost.
I concede.
Well, you know what? I did need a fast arena, I guess, so... I would like if for this one... I mean, the last 3 arenas we had were relatively pretty damn successful, so... I would like if for this one, people just commiserated in the comment section below and said, dude, that shit was so fucking lucky, how dare they win against you, that kind of... Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm a bigger man.
Versus
Doomsday Cake. I like the name, buddy. I really do. I'm digging it.
The wild.
It's good. So even though the Mech Warper might die, I've got a Spider Tank drop on 3. Oh, hey. That's a pretty mech-orientated hand. So I can drop the Pilot to Shredder on 3 if the Mech Warper survives. If the Mech Warper doesn't survive, I can drop the Spider Tank. So I need my opponent not to coin a 2, basically. Not to coin a 2, Lovely. I'll just go over there and fuck myself, I guess. So I can't allow my opponent to just get super advantage on board. So I play that. Then my opponent trades, develops 2. That's not a 2. I still can't play Mech Warper. If I could Mech Warper Hero Power and kill that, I would, but I can't. Animal Companion. Deadly Shot. It's a lot like an Animal Companion, except it isn't. So, Piloted Shredder, and then I've got Dark Scale Healer to follow it up, so I imagine... I'm kind of hoping my opponent to play a 2/4.
Silver Moon shall not fall.
Often not a 2/4. This is the only way I make sure that I get value while killing it.
Your magic shall
What?
not.
Doesn't even make value. Doesn't even make certain of that apparently. So. Going for the face is dumb. There you go. Going for the face is dumb. There you go. Going for the face is dumb.
Powering up. Portals online.
Might as well. There's like no mechs left in my deck. Oh, wait, no, there's 2 more Piloted Shredders. To actually get some mana savings on. It's actually pretty good for me. Another Starfire. Now if my opponent develops an explosive trap to try and kill off both of those mech warpers, I'll just dark scale heal them. Oh. Did you call a pet? That's the explosive trap. That's the most explosive trap I've ever seen in my gosh dang life. No, they've got a maximum health of 4, so it actually doesn't matter if I play this. Yeah, I'll play this instead. Just in case it's... Excuse me? Okay. The reason I attacked with this first was just in case it was bouncer minion. Well, it's good I didn't play Defender of Argus then.
Your magic shall not save.
Oh no, you silenced 1-1. Oh no. Please attack the face. Oh no. Didn't even attack the face. And that's all she...
Well played.
Okay. I feel better that I'm not going 1-3, but I'm probably going 2-3 or 3-3 if I had to guess. Gosh. I blame the deck draft. Of course, some would blame the drafter. And a good workman never blames his tools, but that's assuming I'm a good workman. What if I were a workwoman? Do I get to blame my tools then? No, because work person. So fix your cliches. They're problematic. No, I shouldn't be blaming my tools. I fucked up.
Malfurion.
DK2.
Brawl.
Oh.
For Doomhammer. I must
This is a good opening hand as well. It's gonna be a shame for it to not work out. So my opponent does nothing on turn 1. I get back in the I get back my mech warper. Then my opponent is going to on turn 2 coin a power mace and hit my mech warper. Then I'm gonna play a loot hoarder. They're going to on their natural turn 3 play a spider tank, hit my loot hoarder, and have a 5/6 spider tank versus a naked board. That is my assumption. That is how I'm telling you this game is going to go. So, pass this turn. Damn it. If they generate a... It's not that bad. If they generated a 3-2, then the mech warper suddenly makes me very sad. Hey, Shade of Naxxramas! Nice to see you after all of these years of you never fucking turning up to my birthday party. Uh-huh. Same answer that happened in the first game. You can see how I'm so thrilled by it now. So I'll just develop that as a casual thread in the background while I put out my Piloted Shredder next time.
Mind if I roll need?
Not even gonna attack. Not worth it. So I can see my opponent putting their 1-1, sorry, their 1-2 and their axe in. No? Okay. Lightning bolt. Fine. It's pretty good for me. My opponent needs a silence. Hey, I'm glad I didn't attack with my my ooze last time. Cool. Damn hitting Kodo takes care of that. Or at least takes care of half of it. That worked out surprisingly well for me. If my opponent can't kill anything on my board this turn, it's Bloodsail Raider, Loot Hoarder, and then Power of the Wild. Is it still? It can't be, because Burly Rockjaw Trog become a 5. 5/5? Do I care about that?
What to do?
Trespasser!
Don't mind if I roll knee.
I think this is going to be one of the only times in the game where I'm actually going to have the ability to get that off for any amount of value, so it's worth doing. It's just my 3/2 still dies. God, my opponent. Fucking Stormforged Axe. Both times as well. Versing a Shaman, both times when I went first, they had the Stormforged Axe in response.
Trogzor.
Is what I meant to say. Okay. It's not that bad.
For the wild.
I mean, I'm pretty glad to have the board still alive. I wonder if my opponent wants to take 4 damage or waste a 1/2. That'll probably tell me a little bit about their board style. Their game style, sorry. Fire Elemental's a really good card. Okay, now they have to do both. That's not that good.
For the wild.
So at least I can set up something else to trade for that 6/5. Hold it off for a turn at least. This is not good. Jungle Panther Hero Power, Ascension Shield Master is a total of 9 mana next turn. It's just my opponent's... I can't predict my opponent's hand right now. Because they've had good responses for most things. So it's not like there's things that they would be sparing in their hand for a better situation. Or it's possible they do, because they've still had a really good response to a lot of things. I could attack with both to face and then put Jungle Panther, Ascension Shield Master, and Hero Power attack. Possibly. That kills all of my hopes of attacking to face. Actually, now I can't do anything except attack to face.
For the wild.
But it's still a losing play. 6/5 goes into my 3/5, 4/5 goes into my 0/1. My opponent ends up with a 6/2. I have a 4/2 and a 3/3 on the board. My opponent has 11 health. That's a total of 7 damage. I need 4 more damage from my deck. I have 1 Starfire left in there, and I also have a Swipe. This obviously assumes that my opponent doesn't heal, taunt, or draw a Taunting Totem, which I'll count as a different thing. Because they're from different sources, Hero Power or hand. Taunt Totem. That's a Taunt Totem. No heal.
You gotta be kidding me!
You do. You really do have to be kidding me. Starfire. That's not lethal, is it? Ooh. Not unless I top deck something after it. Well, let's try. Nope. Just won't do.
Die, landlubber.
For the wild.
Powering up. Portals online.
So my opponent has a total of 19 damage on the field, so they have to actually clear my board. And get a taunt totem or heal themselves so that I can't use my hero power to just kill them. 25% chance. Not a taunt totem.
You win.
Well played.
Well played.
And that's why it's worth continuing to play, even when it looks like you're gonna lose. Starfire. Of course, I knew I still had options in my deck. And the matches that I have conceded, I knew there were no options left in my deck. But at least this means that I am going to have killed as many opponents as have killed me. So that's 3-3, I'm fine with that. That's enough. That'll do, pig, that'll do. The opening of this deck does feel super fucking clunky. It's because it's way too heavy on opening, and has nothing to segue out of it. Or no great ways to segue out of it, at least.
I must protect the wild.
Okay. Let's not rely on Mech... What? Okay, we're going to be relying on Mech Warper, apparently. So now I need my opponent, like, to do so few things. Like... Yeah, that's enough. That means my Mech Warper is not going to be as valuable as I want it to be. I'm not going to go for the Mech Warp play, fuck it. Because it dies. It's hero power, Direwolf Alpha kills the Mech Warper. This actually sets me up for stuff. This sets me up for a curve that isn't reliant on my Mech Warper. I have a Kodo in my deck. I just felt like mentioning that. I do have a Kodo in this deck.
Tadingo!
Okay, so I'm like super fucking far ahead in terms of advantage right now. Betrayal's bad. Silence is bad as well. Anything that kills this without using the attack of the Oyster Snapjaw, really fucking bad.
Like to play with fire? Trespasser!
Had to happen. Plus, I've got 2 targets for a dagger on my field anyway, so it's not that bad. I can use Starfire if I need to be responsive next turn, or I can Mech Warper Pilot to Shredder. But the thing is, Mech Warper Pilot to Shredder should have been a 5-drop. Should have been a 5-play. Having to respond to something instead kind of fucked me.
Ready, sir.
Actually kill you.
For the wild.
The 2-2 doesn't pose a threat of killing the 4-3. Primary benefit there. And of course there's no reason to trade down when my health is so high. I don't really care. That's gonna get star-fired into the fucking sky. Is it? I think it's actually worth killing first.
Systems online.
life.
Make my
Okay, so it didn't even summon anything I care about killing.
Powering up. Portals online.
For the wild.
So here's where I need to hope that my opponent doesn't have Fan of Light, Fan of Knives or Blade Flurry. They could be particularly effective, actually. I mean...
You gotta be kidding me!
Okay. Not gonna happen. That's the easiest fucking kill of my life. Right there. I can't actually afford 7 health to kill it, though, so...
Goodbye.
Not good, not good.
I'll just quickly do that for Najata. And that just means that this only dies if they sacrifice the Squire as well as the Wicked Knife. I'm holding on to the Acidic Swampus for a situation where my opponent has a weapon that they are prepping to use. So that's a weapon with, you know, like Deadly Poison on it, or an Assassin's Blade, or Petition's Blade, or anything like that. Okay. That's actually fine. Starfire is a really good response to that. That's also a weapon with 2 charges. I'll deal with that. Okay, I have severe fucking pressure over this board right now. Even if my opponent kills that 4-1, there's another target summoned out off the back of it to be Power of the Wilded. I could like Acidic Swampus, fucking Frostwolf, and then Power of the Wild everything. That's pretty good for them.
Mind if I roll need?
It's impossible for the last card that my opponent was holding this entire time to be Mind Control Tech or Big Game Hunter. Well, it could be Big Game Hunter, but it's not going to be Mind Control Tech. My opponent desperately needed to play cards at so many points there that if they were holding that, they already lost the game before. Alright, that's done. That is easy as hell. Well played.
Well played.
Okay, 4-2. I'm not going to cut to a part 2 again because I'm probably just going to lose one of these games sometime. I did give, like, it wasn't an I don't want to call it an estimation. I want to say that it was a hopeful, a hopeful gesture towards what I would like to get, and I said 5. But that was after I lost the first match just so abysmally.
Malfurion versus Uther.
I believe that's Korean, right? Korean script up there in the top left.
I must protect the wild.
Okay. I'll coin a Mech Warper. My opponent will try and respond with a 2-3 or a 3... Sorry, a 3-2 specifically. Then I'll use my Wrath to kill that. They'll respond with another card. I'll develop a Shade of Nice around this. Is that the correct order I want to do those in, though? What if my opponent develops a 3-3 on turn 3? Then I'm fucked.
I feel icky.
Powering up. Portals online.
Alright, I guess now I just need my opponent not to... I guess they could Hero Power run their 2-1 into my 2-3. It's the worst thing for me. Okay, that's fine. That is actually really good for me. I need my opponent not to have Muster for Battle in hands. Because Muster for Battle will give them the Light's Justice, which means they'll remove my 2-1 while developing 3 1-1s. And then my Piloted Shredder doesn't come out next turn. Anything short of Muster for Battle or Elven Archer, I guess, doesn't do it. Okay. And now we're in a relatively good position. Now, what can we tell? Like, think about it like this. Bloodsail Raider, you're much more likely to pick that if you have a lot of weapons in your deck, so I'm gonna assume that it's fairly likely that my opponent has a relatively decent amount of True Sewer Champions or something similar in their deck. Oh hey, haven't seen that card in a total of a few seconds.
For the wild.
Mind if I roll knee?
Consecrating just passes it back to my turn with an extra card on my side. They kind of have to make an offering to that right now. That's actually a really good offering. Because it doesn't help me at all to take.
For duty. For the wild.
Hey, give me that!
Now I'm really scared. If my opponent has Consecration today, like, this turn is the turn to use it. Both of those can get out of control value. If they don't Consecrate this turn, I'm going to consider that they don't have it. It's that important for them to Consecrate right now. Especially considering since it's turn 6, they don't actually just have to, like, naked Consecrate, right? Turn 5 is usually going to be a naked Consecrate, right? You Consecrate, you can't do anything with the one remaining mana, usually. Whereas, at the very least, he'll be able to generate a 1/1 or a 2-drop. So, that would be horrid. I don't think you can actually change the state of anything on this board significantly. Oh my god, I am so happy. So my opponent's trying to play low value minions.
Move quickly.
God, I wish I had my swipe. Top deck swipe.
Tadingo. Trespasser. For the wild.
Swipe would have been amazing. Swipe clears the board, leaves my 3/1 as a 3/3.
I've got a hit, God.
Reporting for duty.
Swipe would still be amazing, by the way. That's a reasonable trade-off. Definitely worth doing.
For a little while, I pack a big punch.
Two, 3, 2. Damn it. I need another 2-drop if I'm gonna Bluegill Warrior, Bloodsail Raider, Power of the Wilds. That's not another 2-drop.
X marks the spot.
No, I'll do the leader of the pack now because it allows me to use my hero power to remove this.
For the wild.
I'll also trade down, obviously, because I don't want my 6/2 to die. It also removes the vulnerability against mind control tech. It may be worth my while to Tree of Life next turn, even if I heal my opponent. Just to get my 6/6 and 6/11 back up. That's pretty bad. Starfall. Sorry, Starfire. Wins the game. Doesn't get it. I don't think that's mind control tech they've been holding on to this whole time.
The frost wolves stand ready.
I don't think that's a reasonable threat. That they've been holding on to a mind control tech as their final card the entire time, hoping that I generated 4.
Reporting for duty. The frost wolves stand ready.
That's a lot more likely, yeah. Yeah, unless I got Doomsayer from that's pretty much the end of the game. Well played.
Well played.
So that's 5 and 2, which officially reaches the mark that I said that I'd hoped I got to. The opening on that was pretty absurd, though, to be completely honest. Even if my opponent did have big cards anyway through that draft, there's no way they could have played them at almost any time. That just worked out really well for us, to be completely honest. That was incredibly lucky.
Malfurion versus Valyria.
Right.
Watch your back.
I must protect the wild.
Sorry, I just remembered something. I have tickets to a show that I need to... Actually, I should probably check on that. Just in case I'm wrong. I don't like being wrong, but it has been known to be something that has happened on occasion.
The pleasure is mine.
What up, Simple Jack? Okay, my opponent has a, Snip Snip in hand. Unfortunately, I still have to play into it because I don't have a play next turn. So they're going to play the Goblin Auto Barber, and this is going to have 2 damage, and they're going to use the 2 damage on the Wild Pyromancer. Yeah, I can even hear the sound effects. I'm not even looking at the screen for that one. I hate that I have to do this. This is gonna make me lose the game. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just looked up on my bookshelf and I was reminded that I have tickets for a Ross Noble show that I just haven't redeemed. It's in 3 days. Just kind of crept up on me. I have to keep giving my opponent really good value trades here. Like, there's no way for me to... Like, if I slow down, if I shapeshifted that turn and attacked the Scarlet Crusader, I'd lose eventually. What the hell? The chances of that are less than 1 in 1,000, getting 3 Patient Assassins in a row from...
Mistakes were made.
Sorry about that.
I could swipe, but I think better is just develop a minion. Also kind of fixes my curve, because then next turn I've got Starfire. God, I hate rogues. Alright, it's swiping hero power to clear this board.
For the wild.
Which gives me an Ancient of War next turn. Who would have thunk it? Luckily, my opponent can't generate 1 big card without being super scared that it's about to die to the fucking Patient Assassin here. Oh, I will kill that. Maybe with a Starfire. I mean, if they're like, kill this. I don't want to kill it. You've got better things for me to kill, don't you? You do. I think you do. I want something better than that. Unless, of course, my opponent top decks like Blade Flurry or fucking Fan of Knives. And then I'm the saddest possible man. Boo! Just kick and pop it.
Well,
play.
I don't think they're going to concede. I mean, I've got 11 health. I'm fucked against any amount of viscerates. Opening was horrible for me. Getting this and then my opponent being way way scared about playing around it. I think I might actually trade up now.
Goodbye.
Okay. Removes my vulnerability to... I mean, I guess I was going to trade with the Acidic Swampus anyway, so it means that I wasn't going to be vulnerable to the mind control tech in any case. That's like not amazing positioning around Betrayal, but I was considering it slightly. It's also why I can't reveal the Patient Assassin even though he was behind a taunt. Even though he could be targeted by a million different things, like that's also a consideration. But the consideration mainly is, yeah, if my opponent were to Betrayal the Patient Assassin, it will kill the minions on either side of it. If I do that, I have a chance of getting Doomsayer and just losing the game. Like, I have a lower chance of just losing the game by going for face. Mind control tech? Mind control tech, bounce, mind control tech? Taking this and this.
Well played.
Well played.
Okie dokie. That puts us at 6-2. Oh, God, this arena is going to go on forever. Endeavor, 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 endeavor. Thought this one was going to be short. But then again, it can end at any time. What was our last one? 7-3? Yeah, it was 7-3. So this isn't even significantly worse. It's just it got to like, I think it got to 7-0 and then it just went 1, 2, 3. Swing, batter, batter.
Versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
I must protect the wild.
I'm gonna try and go for the Shade of Naxxramas into Jungle Panther opening. And if you're wondering what that is, it's get the Shade of Naxxramas out as early as possible. And then use the Jungle Panther to deal with the things in the intermediary.
For a little while, I pack a big punch.
For how long do you pack that big punch, actually? I actually can't let that live. Unfortunately, it will get so out of control that it's not even funny. Gonna be duplicate. Sorry, it's gonna be Mirror Entity. You play Mirror Entity on 3. That's the card that you play on 3. I mean, there is a consideration that he could have been the best play that she could make, considering it buffs her Mana Worm. Everything I can play is bad.
Powering up. Portals online.
The fact that that just didn't get duplicated makes me a super sad dude. Means that my Shade of Naxxramas is not going to be up for enough turns before Flame Strike in order to survive Flame Strike, which is... so bad. So it's not a counterspell.
Mind if I roll need?
Engage.
It's duplicate. Okay. I need to get that off the board. It's too It will kill both of my minions and survive. I give my opponent a huge hand. Sure. I know 2 of them are Mana Worms. I need none of them to be Blizzard or Flamestrike. Or Cone of Cold. Or Frostbolt. Or Flame Cannon. Uh-huh. If I left, by the way, if I left the other one on the field, the 3/5, then my opponent would also have a 1/1.
For the wild.
Hey, give me that.
Engage.
Blizzard this turn wins the game, Flamestrike next turn wins the game. And there's no way that I can combat that right now. I just need to hope my opponent doesn't have either. Also, this is horrible positioning. That should be in the center so that Cone of Cold doesn't affect it. If it was in the center, Cone of Cold could only affect at most 2 of them. I may equalize this turn, actually.
For the wild.
If I attack, and my opponent doesn't have Flamestrike, you know what? Okay, so the matter of the fact is, if my opponent has Flamestrike in hand and I don't attack, I lose the game. If I attack, and my opponent still doesn't have Flamestrike in hand,
What to do?
like, I might still win. I think I attack. Contingency. Half measure. Call it a half measure.
Man.
Having a minion remaining on 1 health actually isn't that valuable. And it's not that valuable because it just gets pinged off. So, in that circumstance, having it kill the Mad Bomber and be a 3/1, about as effective as having it kill itself. So I set up a board in which my in which my Stampeding Kodo can actually survive. Okay, that actually gives my Kodo value. I'm so desperate for my opponent to have no board clear. Blizzard still kills me. That's playing around Cone of Cold, by the way, correctly. There's the Flame Strike. From the very left of the hand as well, so my opponent's had it this whole time. I might actually just let them fucking attack me for a while and then Tree Fly. No, that's dumb.
Powering up. Portals online.
Shield for Argus.
I just need to put up a strong unified front. If this gets Flamestruck, I've already lost.
Join.
Got lost a trade. Fine. Just draw more cards. You need more.
To Northrend.
Both of my Starfires are still in my deck. That's worth noting, actually.
For the wild. For the wild.
So the Starfires would actually help me kind of out. I'm not certain they would help me win, unless my opponent's hand is literally just all trash. Literally trash.
Mind if I
Yeah,
roll
that would have to be a
need?
naturalized target. I don't have it. Wrath for 1 to break the shields. Well, Wrath for 2, but it doesn't matter. It's a Divine Shield, so it's effective. Oh, hey, swipe and remove. It's the only time I would ever be able to do that without taking 7 damage, so I had to go for it. So that's going to nullify my hero power from now on. So I better make this last hero power count. I'm going to use it to kill a mechanical dragonling because that's how I roll. So glad that I got the innovate though.
For the wild.
Because now I can innovate out nothing. That's the problem with innovate. Innovate's really good at mana fixing in the early game, but in the mana fixing, fixing your mana curve, not mana fixing. Mana fixing is a very specific term in a different game. But right now, Echo of Medivh, we lose.
Well played.
There's literally no way to come back now. My opponent has all of these back in their hand as well. I mean, I can like fucking Tree of Life, I can stay alive for longer, but I'm still gonna lose.
Do you like to play with fire?
Innovate out Tree of Life. Whee!
I concede.
I would have survived for a few more turns, yeah, sure, but I would have still lost 100% of the time. Alright, let's see what we get. I should also probably name the deck. Too many early drops offered really early in the game. What would you name a deck where you got too many early drops offered too early in the draft? Like a bad early. I'm gonna call it Jubal. Jubal. If you understand the reference, I really, like, I love you. Let's get married. If you don't understand the reference, it's okay, but we need to get a separation. I don't think it's working out pretty well. The kids will be really disappointed to hear it, but ultimately I think it'll be better for them. Alright, let's get back to the title screen so that I can say that my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hearthstone Arena. The name of the deck has been Jubal. We played a Shaman, and surprisingly went Shaman. Was it a Shaman? No, it was a Druid. We played a Druid and surprisingly ended up going 6-3 off the back of a like 0-1-2 or something like that. So hey, it's the best I could have done, and you can't expect more. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself. There's playlists in the description down below with all of my content on Hearthstone Arena, Hearthstone Ranked, and Hearthstone Adventures, including the Blackrock Mountain, which is currently going on, but there'll also be any future adventures down there in case you're watching this in year 2055. 2055. 55th. That's the number now. Like the video if you like the video, it does help me get my content out to new people, and we'll see you next time.